Hello. Okay, it's great to see everybody. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, it's good to see you. Welcome to the community. My name is Larry, and if you're a returning member, it's good to see you again, as always. So I've been looking forward to making this video for a few days. I've had kind of a lame week, so I like to make these videos. They make me feel good, and they're almost like therapy for me talking to you guys. So, okay. Another video in the Tips from a Working Artist series, obviously, and this one's going to be an important one. This is a big mistake that I see people making all the time. I want to scream at my computer sometimes. I mentioned it a while back, briefly in a video, which might have been a year and a half ago, something like that. And I know probably not a lot of people that are watching the channel now got a chance to see that, so I thought it was important to go ahead and bring that topic back up and kind of go a little bit deeper into it and talk about why it's important. So a little brief history, or let me explain what I'm trying to do with this series. As I'm going along, I'm starting to get a feel for how I want to do this and what the game plan is. I'm starting to get a cohesive narrative for the thing in my mind, and basically what I want to do is lay out in chronological order basically the tools that you need, the day-to-day tools that you need to get to a working level, you know, like where I am, where you can do this full time. And I kind of want to start out, you know, like we do as kids. You know, you start out, you crawl, then you walk, then you run, so on. So I want to kind of start out with the basic stuff. Last week, if you didn't see the video, I will link to it at the end of this video. I talked a lot about promotion, how to use your prints to promote and get commissions, and how to promote your YouTube channel. That's an important tool. So this week I'm going to share with you this mistake that people make and how not to make it, how to fix it. And then next week is going to be all about prints. I'm going to do everything. I do all my prints from home, so we're going to talk about how to make prints, the tools that I use to make them, my philosophy regarding prints, you know, the pricing, the packaging, all that kind of stuff. The week after that, we're going to talk about invoicing, how to invoice commissions to protect yourself and to protect your work, and how to make money off of merchandising from your commissions legally. So I'm kind of putting together all these little tools and tricks, and we're going to start to build up to the bigger stuff, which really the end goal in with the working level stuff, when you can really commit to doing shows full time, is going to be when you can really turn the corner, because that's where we make a significant portion of our income, is at the shows, just going out and touring full time. I know a lot of you can't do that right now, so we're kind of doing baby steps up to that, and eventually we're going to start talking about shows, and I'm going to start vlogging directly from the shows, show you how we set the table up, how to talk to promoters, all that kind of stuff. Okay, so I just wanted to kind of lay that out and let you know what is coming up and what you can expect. So I got a plan. Okay, now to the subject of this week's video. I see people do this all the time. This is a huge mistake, and it's something that is super common. So I go every morning for about an hour or so, and then every evening for about an hour or so. I look for artists. I try and find artists that I connect to, or that I like something about their work, and I comment on their work. You know, genuine comments. That's how I find a lot of you. I get a lot of messages saying, "How did you find me?" And well, that's how I do it. I look for you. It's something that I use to network for the channel a little bit, but more than that, I go way above and beyond spending my time. I mean, I do it for hours a day, spending my time trying to support and connect with you guys. It's really important to me to let you know that somebody out there is watching you. So anyway, what I see over and over is regarding the links that people have in their description boxes. So first of all, if you don't have your social media links in your description box, that should be an obvious thing, but a lot of people don't. So put your links down in the description box. We know how important social media is now, just in general as a human being, whatever kind of business you have, but especially as an artist where you're trying to connect with people, and it's such a competitive field. Having the social media links in your description box is essential. And whatever your links are, whether they be Instagram or Etsy, or a lot of people have DeviantArt, their websites, all that kind of stuff. Get your links down there, okay? But here's the thing that people do wrong all the time. They will put their links down there, but they will be written out, okay? They won't be clickable. So you can't actually get to the website from the link. Or they will either do that, or they will write, either in the video they'll put the little Instagram thing and then say, here, find me on Instagram, or find me under this username in their description box. No, that's the wrong way. Don't. So we talked last week about connecting with people and making it easier for people to find you. Again, I'll do a lot of repeating, but it's important stuff. When people see your art and they want to go see your website, or they want to go see your Instagram, or they want to buy a print from you, what's happening is they're making an emotional connection to your work. And that's just a brief glimpse, a little flashing moment in time, especially when everybody now has such a short attention span. So what you want to do is capitalize on that moment of interest, that emotional connection. And what happens is if you write out, like, here's my username, it's artist underscore whatever Smith at whatever. So if the link doesn't take the person directly to your page, what they have to do then is open up a separate window. So they've got to open up a new window in their browser, then they've got to go to the website, then they've got to look back, they've got to try and remember, what was their name? So then they have to go back to your web page, or back to your YouTube. I get the underscore, and then I write this out. So then they have to type that in and make sure they get it right. And it's a multi-step process. And so what you're doing is you're making it hard for people. And what you want to do is the opposite. You want to make it easy for people. Make it super, super easy for people to find you and connect. So instead of saying, I'm out there, here's where I am, go find me. No, take their hand and bring them to where you are. Lead them to where you are. So it makes it easier. This is an overarching concept that applies to many things, like when you're at shows selling work, if you're getting commissions, if you're talking to people in person, all kinds of situations this applies. But this idea of making it easy for people to find you, but this particular thing you need to get right. So make sure that in your description boxes that it's clearly labeled where you want people to go, and if it's your Instagram, say this is my Instagram, make a link and make sure it clicks through directly to the page. Okay, so all people have to do is go, ooh, I like that thing that I saw in the video, one click, and it goes right to where you want them to go, as opposed to all the other stuff, the multi-step process that we just talked about. You're gonna lose, I'm telling you, probably 90-95% of your click-throughs if you're making it hard for people like that. If the links are not immediately clickable, at least 90% of your click-throughs you're going to lose. I can tell you that I go out of my way, like I said, to find people, and I try to, especially when I really like a piece, I try to find people on Instagram, and a lot of the times, even I'm trying actively to support and I go out of my way, a lot of the times I don't want to do it. I don't want to open up a new browser. I don't want to go, what was the name? Try and type it in, see if I typed it in right. Then a million people pop up. Is this the right person? A lot of the times I don't even want to do that. So if I'm not doing it and I'm trying to support you, almost nobody wants to do that. So just make it easy for people to find you. And make sure that everything, like I said, in your description box is listed in order. So if your Instagram page is your most important to you, put that first, then your website or whatever, in order of importance. If your Patreon is the most important, put that first, and then make sure it's an active link. That's another thing people make the mistake a lot of the times. I'll click on the link and then it goes to either a dead page or an old page, or a page that is a different page than what they're advertising. Like for example, it says this is my Instagram, but it goes to their Facebook. Again, it's confusing and difficult. Make it easy for people to find you. and capitalize on that connection that they have to your work. Again, this seems like no-brainer stuff. Just like last week, we talked about putting cards in your prints and commission forms and stuff like that. But a lot of people don't do it. In fact, most people don't do it. And that's the same thing applies to artists. I see it over and over and over. Like maybe 60%, I would say, of people either don't have the links that are directly clickable, or the links are broken, or whatever. So the idea here is that you're making it easier for people to find you. And so now you have, last week we talked about how to promote yourself with your prints. So now you have those tools, and now you have, this information. And so I'm trying to build this toolbox up, and fill it full of stuff. And like I said, next week we'll talk about prints. So a lot of this stuff, like I said, like this isn't a sexy get rich quick, tip, that's going to be, oh, this is some hidden artistry. It's just common sense stuff that works. This is the kind of stuff that I do on a daily basis. I go through, and in fact, after the video, I'll probably go through and check all my links and make sure maybe I can do mine better. But it's just daily maintenance stuff. So get your prints right, get your links right. And we'll talk about all this kind of stuff as we go along, and you'll have all these tools that can help you to start getting sales. So that's a big one. I was going to do the print video this week actually, but I kept seeing this over and over, and I thought I got to do this video now and get this out so some of these people can fix these links, because I want people to be able to find your work. It's really frustrating to see somebody's work, and then it has to be this whole long process to try and connect with them. And since I know, you're seeing it from your perspective as an artist, and you're thinking, okay, I have this really cool video up, I've given them my name, and they'll come find me. But what you have to do is see it from the viewer's perspective or the potential client's perspective, and imagine that they have to go through all that work. And so like I said, make it easy for people. Okay, and what else did I want to talk about? I think that's about it, really. Next week is going to be the print video, so stay tuned for that. I'll put the thumbnail up here. Not too much. I got most of the prints out today, the rest of the prints for the 3,000 subscriber giveaway. I got a really good response on that. I got a ton of prints out from all over the country to all over the world. I sent some to UK, to where we went to Denmark for one of them, and it's really cool, man. I appreciate that you guys wanted, to have some of my work. It means a lot to me. So if you're waiting on those or you haven't got yours yet, I promise you they're in the mail. And I really appreciate you guys. I appreciate you watching the videos. I appreciate you supporting me. I appreciate you supporting the other artists. And I am always here. I'm always around. If you want to talk, don't be shy. If you just have a question you think I might be able to help you with, or you just want to drop a line and say hello, feel free to do so. If you have time for me, then I have time for you, okay? So I think that's about it, and until next week, I got some cool info today. I just talked to the promoter at Utah, the Utah FearCon show. We're going to be doing that show for sure. So if you live in Utah and you're going to be around in October, come see us. Okay, so I'll see you next week, and we'll watch that print video, and it'll be a good one. Okay, talk to you later. Bye.